YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We got another Washington football team video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about all the players that have been cut so far as Washington is trying to trim down their roster to 53 by 4 p.m. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. Let's get straight into today's video. So Antonio Gandy Golden, Jimmy Moreland, and also Jeremy Reeves have been the most notable names that have been cut. Now, Jimmy Moreland is the most surprising, but at the same time, you got to look at it like this. Torrey McTyer has had a phenomenal training camp. He's had a solid preseason. He's been phenomenal for us, right before he obviously suffered that injury that shouldn't be too serious. And then with Jimmy Moreland, he plays slot primarily. We know we have Kendall Fuller that made his money here from playing slot, right? He was one of the best slot corners in all of football when he was here. And we just drafted the rookie Benjamin St-Juste from Minnesota, and he has took the training camp and preseason by storm. He was so good that he didn't even need to play, last week. Saturday rather, and obviously majority of the starters didn't. But that should tell you he's a starter, right? Because he didn't play. He wasn't out there, so he's a starter, right? So they cut Jimmy Moreland because what everybody thought that, Washington and the coaching staff wasn't paying attention. We thought it was too smart of a move to do. They're actually doing that. I've been saying that. I know a bunch of you guys been saying this too. They need to put William Jackson as obviously the #1 corner. We know that for sure. The second corner needs to be Benjamin St-Juste, and with the move of Jimmy Moreland get cut, that confirms that in my opinion. And this is what we want. This is what I want. This is what I've been saying since the training camp has kicked off. Is Benjamin St-Juste needs to be the #2 outside corner, and then Kendall Fuller goes inside. We know Kendall Fuller is solid at outside. We know he can be an outside corner, but he's a corner that makes his money in the slot. He's one of the best slot corners in all of football. So yeah, man, that is my philosophy to the reason why they cut Jimmy Moreland. I know a lot of you guys are surprised by it. Me too, but at the same time, we got to realize, man, other players were hungry. Other players made moves, and this is what's better for us, in my opinion. I would rather have Kendall Fuller in the slot than on the outside, and let's see what BSJ is going to do. I remember when we drafted him, I said maybe he doesn't get a lot of action early, but at some point he's going to get his number called. But hey, man, he's going to be out there week 1 ready to roll versus the Chargers, so we should see. Moving on to the next player that was cut by Washington, Antonio Gandy Golden. So I was wrong. A lot of you guys out there that was AGG fans also were wrong too. And I would take it on the chin because I really thought, although he struggled in the week 1 performance versus the New England Patriots, I thought he did enough in the Cincinnati game and in the game versus the Ravens to solidify his spot. But that's not the case. I think now, and I always think they're going to keep 6, but now that I think the 6th battle is between Dax Milne and DeAndre Carter. Why? Because they can help in the slot and return punts. I think they're going to go more so with Dax Milne. Here's why. In the preseason, DeAndre Carter didn't do jack for us in the wide receiving core. When he lined up in slot, he didn't do anything for us. Dax Milne did. And he also returned punts, and he was able to show the most important thing when returning punts: catch the ball. He was able to show that. Showed to DeAndre Carter, but like I said, DeAndre Carter didn't provide nothing for us at wide receiver. Dax Milne did. Had a tough catch on the sideline with Kyle Allen. Had a couple other great grabs. So Dax Milne is my opinion. In my opinion, is going to be the guy that makes the 6th wide receiver spot. I was wrong, man. I thought AGG was going to make it. Hopefully, we sneak him through waivers and he gets back on the practice squad, but he's too talented. I highly doubt that happens. But the last notable name that was cut was Jeremy Reeves, and this is another one that caught me by surprise. Now, I'm not as surprised as I was with Jimmy Moreland being cut or even AGG, but it's a guy that I thought had a chance to make the roster just because of what he did last year, coming in for Deshazor Everett. Now, maybe he gets sneaked back on the practice squad, which I think most likely that will happen because no one's really beating the doors down for Jeremy Reeves. But this makes room for Derek Forrest and other guys like that, because I think they want Derek Forrest to be on this active roster because they like the upside with Derek Forrest, him being a rookie, and they want to have him playing some special teams too. So I think this is the biggest reason why Jeremy Reeves got cut. I think we may bring him back on the practice squad, but I don't know. And then now we getting into the full list of players that was cut. Devereux Lawrence, Isaiah Wright, Caleb Wilson, Steven Montez, Jonathan Williams, Tony Brown, John Tooth, Lindsey Stephens, Cole Luke, Joe Walker, David Stedmans, William Bradley King, Jimmy Moreland, Danny Johnson, Jeremy Reeves, David Sharp, Peyton Barber, Antonio Gandy, Golden, Bunny Romiti, and Wes Martin, and Jordan K. Now, I forgot to talk about Peyton Barber as one of the most important players that got cut. So let me actually reverse and talk about that. So with Peyton Barber getting cut, I'm not surprised at it at all. I thought from the beginning we were going to keep 3 running backs, but I wasn't too confident in my answer because I didn't want to get chewed out by you guys, because I know a lot of you guys loved Peyton Barber, man. I know Peyton Barber was a guy that y'all knew could go in there and pick out the 3rd and 1s, but Jaret Patterson emerged on the scene. You guys know I am probably the biggest Jaret Patterson fan in this fan base, man. I love Jaret Patterson, man, and I'm so excited that this guy is going to get his opportunity to finally show what he can do. He's a guy that was undrafted, and we know the story. There's no need to talk about that, but I'm excited for Jaret Patterson. Peyton Barber is a guy that I thought was going to be on the outside looking in, but of course, like I said, we were going to keep 4 running backs because I know a lot of you guys liked Jaret Patterson, so you guys influenced my 53-man roster just a tad bit with that position, but it comes to me as no surprise, man. Jaret Patterson really had a good preseason, so with him being cut, I'm like, okay, JP is going to get his chance. So they're going to roll with AGG, Antonio Gibson as number 1, obviously J.D. McKissic and Jaret Patterson. Maybe Jaret Patterson can help him in the kick return game too, because Danny Johnson is now cut. So we'll see, man. But other than that, I don't think there's no surprises. David Sharp got cut. Maybe that could be a little bit of a surprise. Wes Martin, I don't really know about that being a surprise. William Bradley King, I think they're going to bring him back on the practice squad. But I told you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there were saying William Bradley King was going to make it over Shaka Toney. Now, it still can. It's not 4 p.m. yet. But Shaka Toney's upside is so much better than William Bradley King's, in my opinion. So I think that's the reason why he's able to stay on the roster longer than William Bradley King. Like I said, it's not 4 p.m. yet, so we'll see. They still have time to cut Shaka Toney, but I think he might be safe. Other than that, Isaiah Wright maybe be a shock to you guys. Not to me. He didn't do jack in preseason, and he needed a humongous preseason, and he didn't deliver it at all. It don't really suck. I'm happy he's cut, or no, I'm not happy he's cut. Damn it. I'm not really mad about it, man. This is just what happens when your team gets too good. Last year, he would have made this roster because we didn't have anybody. Now we have a real wide receiving core. This is what happens when you go out there and upgrade and bring in the Curtis Samuels, the De'Ami Browns, and Cam Sims is emerging. This is what happens. You don't no longer need the Dontrell Emmons, the Isaiah Wrights of the world anymore, because our wide receiving core is actually good. So yeah, man, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington football team. Let me know how you guys feel about all the players that have been cut. It's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington football team. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you driving.